first topics the first topic that we are going to discuss it today, that is the amenorrhea. Okay, अगर कोई भी ऐसा if any doubts will be there, just message me on the WhatsApp. Okay, I am holding the phone. So what is the amenorrhea? The amenorrhea means, remember, that is the absence of the menses. So if you see any absence of the menses or the periods are not coming, that means the person is the amenorrhea. So whenever you see the amenorrhea things, amenorrhea means always thinks about the pregnancy first. If the lady is married lady, okay, and having the pregnancy possibility, so always thinks that she can having the pregnancy. So that means that is the amenorrhea. The first things that you should be come in your mind, that it should be the pregnant lady. Otherwise, they will specify what kind of the problems will be there. Amenorrhea, remember, that will be the physiologicals. That will be the physiologicals. So always remember, if the physiologicals, we can say that first it is in pregnancy. The first it will be in the pregnancy. So in a pregnancy will be there, and then pregnancy, remember, this is due to which hormone? Due to HCG, human gonadotropin hormones. So what this hormone do? This hormone, what it will do? It support the corpus luteum. What it will do? It support what? Corpus luteum. And once it will support the corpus luteum, what the corpus luteum do? The corpus luteum, what they do? They secrete the progesterone. Corpus luteum, they do what they do? They secrete what? Progesterones in the major amount. So whenever the progesterone would be there, their progesterone's function is that it maintain what? Endometrial. It maintain what? Endometrium thickness. It maintain the endometrium thickness. It maintain the endometrium thickness. So in pregnancy, what you will see? That due to SCG, in pregnancy what you will see, that is due to SCG, it support the corpus luteum, progesterone, and maintain the endometrium thickness. Maintaining the endometrium thickness means the patient is having the pregnancy, because what you will see in the menses, what we are seeing, or the during the time of the bleeding, at the time of the bleeding, what you will see? The menses means there will be the endometrial will be shed off. The endometrial shed off. Okay, means the endometrial layer will be shed off. So that means that will cause the menses problem. That will cause the menses means bleeding will be start, because endometrium will be having the lot of blood vessels will be there. Due to rupture of these vessels, there will be the bleeding will be there. This endometrium, what we know, that is the innermost layer. After that myometrium, and then our outer layer is what? That is the perimetrium. Then in the lactation, at the time of the lactations, did you hear, or maybe you know from your higher school that, or maybe you have studied somewhere that whenever this is what, also the lactation is what? That is the natural contraceptive agents. That is the natural contraceptive agent. Natural contraceptive means that after the delivery, when the baby is sucking the milk from the breast, so at that time there will be the amenorrhea will be there. So this is act as a natural contraceptive. ठीक है, नेचुरल कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव की तरह बिहेव करता है क्या? जब मिल्क का, जब बेबी है, जो वो मदर को क्या कर रहा है, मदर मिल्क को क्या कर रहा है? सक कर रहा है. तो व्हेनेवर जितना ज्यादा वो सक करेगा मिल्क को, उतना ज्यादा क्या होगा? लैक्टेशनल अमीनोरिया होगा. और ये मिनिमम कितने महीने के लिए होता है? मिनिमम 6 मंथ्स के लिए आपको देखने को मिलेगा क्या? लैक्टेशनल अमीनोरिया का. इट विल बी मिनिमम 6 मंथ्स यू विल सी दैट इज अ लैक्टेशनल अमीनोरिया. Okay, so at the time of the pregnancy or at the time of the lactation, both we will see the amenorrhea. Both what we will see? We will see the amenorrhea conditions. Okay. Now can you tell me by which hormone? In the lactation we will be having which hormone would be there? Can you write in the chat box which hormone will be there for lactations? Which hormone would be there for lactation? Which hormone would be there for the lactation? ठीक है. So in the lactation, remember which hormone will be there? This is due to which hormone? Due to prolactin hormone. This is due to prolactin hormone. So prolactin hormone would be there. what this prolactin will do, it will provide the negative feedback. It will give the negative feedback to which hormones? To gonadotropic releasing hormones. To the gonadotropic releasing hormones. That is secreted by the hypothalamus. Prolactin is secreted by the pituitary glands. Gonadotropic releasing hormones. Okay, so in the lactation, is it due to prolactin? Whenever the prolactin hormone will be more, there the negative feedback to the GnRH level, GnRH will be there, and this patient will be having the lactational amenorrhea. So both these conditions are what? That is a, both these conditions, it acts as a natural agent or the physiological, means due to some body functions. And also remember the lactational amenorrhea, it acts as a contraceptive agent. Lactational amenorrhea, it acts as a contraceptive agent. That is the natural contraceptive agents. That is the natural contraceptive agents. That is the natural contraceptive agents would be there. Okay, the next one, there will be the, if the physiological are there, so it can be the pathological. But the first thing that should come in our mind, that is the, if the pregnant lady is, if the married lady is there, or having the chances of the possibility, or maybe unmarried also having the some intercourse before, so we can suspect that this can be having the, or without any pathology, so we can suspect the patient is pregnant, can have the pregnancy, and we will ask, is any some intercourse or the some intimations would be there or not. Then we would be having the second one, that will be the pathological. The second one would be there, that is the pathological. Now when we talk about the pathological, so always remember, whenever in the pathological, there would be two things. There would be primary amenorrhea. There would be the primary amenorrhea, and the primary amenorrhea means she has never menstruated before. Means that is the little girl. She has never menstruated before. She has never menstruated before. So if she has never menstruated before, that means it will be, we have to give the definitions. So in the definition, remember, there would be absence of menses. The absence of menses would be there by which year? By 13 years. By 13 years. Then we can say the absence of the menses. It has the two definitions. The absence of menses by 13 years, absence of menses by 15 years. The absence of menses by the 15 years. So there are the two things. Primary amenorrhea, she has never menstruated before. It means there is a two definition we will make. The absence of menses by the 13 year, absence of the menses by the 15 years. When we will say the 13 year, if there is a secondary sexual characters, that is means pubic hairs are there and the tone of the voice, so there will be the, these are the secondary sexual characteristics or the breast formations. So this is also comes under the secondary sexual characteristics. So if secondary sexual characteristics are not sexual characteristics not developed, so that is what? That is the primary amenorrhea. The absence of the menses by the 15 years, so that is if secondary sexual characters, if secondary sexual characteristics are developed, means present. If the secondary sexual characters are present, then we will take the age 15 years. If the secondary sexual characters are not developed in this little girl, so then we will consider it the 13 years. So that is what the primary amenorrhea. Okay, and the primary amenorrhea means the, can you tell me what is the first one? What is the first one? The first period would be, so remember that if the first menses are there, the first menses means that is the menarche. So the first menses is means menarche. So means this little girl have menarche have not started in this little girl, and that is the pathological condition, that is the primary amenorrhea. But we have to wait for 13 years if the secondary sexual characters not developed, and we have to wait if for the 15 years if the secondary sexual characters are present. अगर secondary present है तो मतलब we have to wait more, ऐसे याद रखो. If there is a more secondary, if there are there, if secondary are present, so secondary means 2. So what you have to add? 13 plus 2, so it will be the 15. ऐसे याद रखो. Secondary are there, so you have to add the 2 in that, so it will become the 15 years. Okay. After that, the next one is what? That is the secondary amenorrhea. The next one is what? That is the secondary amenorrhea. that is the secondary amenorrhea. The secondary amenorrhea. The secondary amenorrhea means that is the absence of menses. That is the absence of menses for how many weeks? Absence of menses for weeks nahi, for 3 cycles. Means 3 cycles, or we can say normally the average duration we take, that is the 28 days. So we can say that is the 90 days. Like 3 months we can take. The 3 months or the 90 days. If the absence of the menses for the 3 cycle or the 90 days, so that is the secondary amenorrhea. Where in previously menstruating women. In previously menstruating women. Okay, so in previously menstruating women, if the absence of the menses for the 3 cycle or for the 90 days, so in that condition there will be the secondary amenorrhea. And what is the causes of the secondary amenorrhea? Their causes can be the very important. The causes, what are these? They are endometrial tuberculosis. So if we see there is any tuberculosis in case of the endometrial, so that will cause the secondary amenorrhea, means absence of the menses would be there. Then there is a other disorder, that is the PCOS, that is very common nowadays in the youngsters, that is the youngster girls, that polycystic ovarian syndrome. Then there is a pituitary tumor are there, because pituitary tumor will suppress the pituitary tumor would be there, that will cause the hormonal imbalance. After that there can be the Sheehan syndromes. The Sheehan syndrome we can say that is the pituitary necrosis. The Sheehan syndrome is what? That is the pituitary necrosis. And there is also one other region, that is the stress. There are also one more region, that is the stress will also cause the secondary amenorrhea. Okay. Then the second things we will be having, that is the absence of, or in the question, the absence of the menses for the 3 cycles, or we can say there is absence of menses for 6 months. Okay, with history of irregular cycles. Absence of the menses for the 6 months with the history of the irregular cycles, then we will also consider this as the secondary amenorrhea. Okay. Now other important point, that is the causes. What are the causes of the primary amenorrhea and the secondary amenorrhea? The causes, if we say the causes of primary amenorrhea. Sorry, this is the AME. Okay, हमेशा याद रखना, because you can, whenever you will write the I, so you can confuse with the amniotic fluid also. So the causes of the primary amenorrhea, remember, there can be the endometrial causes. The endometrial causes, remember, there will be patient who can be having the Mullerian agenesis. The endometrial causes, that can be the Mullerian agenesis. The other problem that is associated with it, that is the RKMH or MRKH syndromes. RKMH or MRKH syndromes. What is the RKMH? The
भैया
RKMH is what? That is the
स्क्रीन शेयरिंग बंद हो गया है।
Rokitansky, Krustas, Mayer-Hosser syndromes. Kruster, Mayer-Hosser syndrome. Okay, Rokitansky, Kruster, Mayer-Hosser syndrome. So that is what RKMH or MRKH syndromes. Then there can be the Mullerian agenesis. The Mullerian agenesis means the Mullerian duct is not formed. This is some embryological terms. If you don't know, then no problem, just remember the name. There is some Mullerian ducts are there, that will be not formed. If the Mullerian duct will be not formed, so means the Mullerian duct, what it forms, it will form. Dekho, at the time of the embryological stage, we would be having two ducts are there. There is a Mullerian duct and the Wolffian duct. The Wolffian ducts are forming in the male. They are more prominent in the males, and they will form the male genital organs. Mullerian duct, it is present in the females, and what they will do, they will cause or they will form some female factors. The female factors like the uterus, cervix, then there is a upper 2/3 of the vagina, fallopian tube. So this is formed by the Mullerian duct. So if the Mullerian duct is not formed, you can understand that there is no uterus, no cervix, no upper two-thirds of the vagina, and no fallopian tube will be there. So if no fallopian tube, then no motility of the egg will be there, and that will cause the primary amenorrhea. ठीक है यहाँ तक? Any problem till here? Okay, wait a second. So what is that? The endometrial. Endometrial means Mullerian agenesis. So Mullerian duct will be not formed. In human beings, we will be having the Mullerian duct and the Wolffian duct. So Mullerian duct, what it will produce? It will cause the uterus, cervix, upper two-thirds of the vagina and the fallopian tube. The Mullerian duct will not form. The second one is RKMH or MRKS syndrome. So Rokitansky-Kreuzer-Meyer-Hauser syndrome. That is what? That are another disorders. So it also include the Mullerian agenesis. It also include the Mullerian agenesis. But along with the Mullerian agenesis, what you will see, there will be the renal anomaly will be there. There will be the renal anomaly will be there, and the most common renal anomaly we will see, that is the renal agenesis. The most common renal anomaly you will see, that is the renal agenesis, and also you can see there is a horseshoe kidney. Horseshoe kidney. Don't think that this is the note will be asked in the question. There is a one or two question I think in the ministry test center about the RKMH or MRKS syndromes. Okay, so if you will see the Mullerian agenesis plus the renal anomaly, that is the most common renal. The most common here is the renal agenesis, and after that there is a horseshoe spinal kidney. Along with that, you will see there is some spinal anomaly also be seen in this condition. Okay, there is a one more disorder, that is the related to the endometrials you can say, and that is the testicular feminization syndromes. This is the very interesting also. Okay, how that will be the interesting? Testicular, you are understanding, the testicular means male, feminizing, the feminizing means female, the testicular feminizing syndromes. So the testicular feminizing syndrome, what you have to remember, there will be the male or the female, so both would be there, है ना? Or also this condition is also known as androgen sensitivity disorder. समझ में आ गया अभी? Sorry, androgen insensitive syndrome. So means if androgen are there, the androgens are present in the body, but that is insensitive. Means if the androgens are insensitive, means there will be the female character would be there. Okay, what you will see, you go for the checkup. What you have to do, you check out your karyotype, patient's karyotype, that is the male karyotype, and you understand that this is the male, this is the males. Okay, and you have seen that this patient is having the testis. This patient is having the testis, that is producing the testosterone. And this, but the testis has produced the testosterone, or the group of the testosterone is the androgens. Now this testosterone, what they are doing, they act on the receptor, but the receptors are the poor. Testosterone receptors means that testosterone would not able to work properly. Receptors are poor. Okay, so it means that will cause, if these receptors are poor, so what it will do, that it will become non-functional. It will become non-functional because testosterone are not working, or testosterone receptors are poor, so that's why it will become the non-functional. Okay, then what you will see, the testosterone, they help in the releasing of the sperm product formations or everything. This is the primary hormone of the male genitalia. Now you will see, what you will see, there is a no male genitalia, no male internal intergenitalia, no male. Also there is a no female, no male and no female internal genitalia, means these are absent. The internal genitalia are absent. There is a no testis, no female ovary, nothing are there. But you will see that this patient has been going under the examinations. Then physical जब examination किया गया तो क्या मिला? This patient is having what? Female external genitalia. This patient is having the female external genitalia are present. We go for the examinations. We have understand this patient is having the 46XY. So we assume that this person is the male. But then we go for the physical examination. When we saw the genitals, oh, this is the female external genitalia. So that's why we have seen this is the testicular feminizing syndromes. So what you will see, the female secondary characteristic. The female secondary characteristics would be female secondary sexual characters. क्या होंगे? Present होंगे और नहीं तो that will be the presents. Secondary sexual characters would be present. Testosterone amount will be high, but that will be the non-functional. So testosterone would be high amount. So whatever the things, like for example, we will be having the, because this is the non-functional, so axillary hair or the pubic hair, so that would be present or absent. Of course that would be absent because that it governed by the testosterone. The axillary hairs or the pubic hair, that would be governed by the testosterone. Then there will be the undescendant testes. So all these things we will see in the patient with the patients with the testicular feminizing syndromes. Okay, so what we will do, this is the male patient. If we see the phenotype or the but the phenotype, if we say the genotype, that is the 46XY, then but if we see the phenotype, means outer appearance, that it is the female. inside अंदर से क्या है, अंदर से क्या ये, अंदर से क्या है, that is from inside she is male, but from outside she is female. Inside she is male, outside she is female. Okay, that's why it's become interesting. तो ट्रीटमेंट क्या देंगे इसमें तो ट्रीटमेंट होता है वो कम करता है वेजाइनोप्लास्टी. So at the time of the reproductive age, what we will do, we will repair the vagina and we will give him the vagina so that she can intimate at least. And what we will do, we will do the orchidectomy. What we will do, orchidectomy. Okay. So this was at the ovarian level. So at the ovarian level, we have studied that there is a Mullerian agenesis. There can be the RK. These topics are really very important, not just for the Croc 2, but for all the exams. Mullerian agenesis, RKMH or MRKS syndromes, and the third one is what? That is the testicular feminizing syndrome or the androgen sensitive syndrome. And androgen insensitive syndromes, you have questions in the last two previous paper. Then the next one. The next one is at ovarian level. The next one is at the ovarian level. So this one at the endometrial level, and the second one is at the ovarian level. So at ovarian level, we would be having that is the Turner syndromes. There would be having that is the Turner syndromes. And the Turner syndromes, can you tell me the karyotype of the Turner syndromes? The syndrome. So what we have seen, the ovarian level. At ovarian level, we would be having the 45XO. At ovarian level, we would be having the 45XG. There was a Turner syndrome. So there is a 45XO. What you will see here, that if this patient will be having one, there is a SOX gene will be impaired, that this patient will be having the short stature. This patient will be having the short statures. And we will see that the patient will be having the streak ovaries. This patient would be having that is the streak ovary would be there. And there is a decrease in the estrogen and progesterone level. There is a decrease in the estrogens and there is a decrease in the progesterone level also. Decrease in the estrogens and decrease in the progesterone level also. Along with that, what you will see, there is an increase in which hormone? There is an increase in the FSH and there is an increase in the luteinizing hormones. So both these hormones would be increased. Because there is 45XO, so short stature streak ovary. Whenever you see, and you will see that there is some option would be there, Turner syndrome, Klinefelter, then always go for the, and there is a decrease in the estrogen and the decrease in the progesterone hormones, that will give the negative feedback, that will cause the increase FSH or increase LH. So it will give the negative feedback and that will cause the increase FSH or increase in the LH hormone. Okay. How the uterus will be there? The uterus would be hypoplastic in this condition. The uterus would be hypoplastic in these conditions, and there would be the thin endometrium. The thin endometrium would be there. But tell me if there is a secondary sexual characteristics would be there or not? Of course not, because secondary sexual characteristics is done by the estrogens. Estrogens level is decreased and that will cause the secondary sexual characteristics that would be absent. Okay, then the next disorder, that is the very important one, that is the PCOS. The next one is very important, that is the PCOS, that is the polycystic ovarian syndromes. That is the polycystic ovarian syndrome, and this is again very important disorders that we are going to discuss. The polycystic ovarian disorders, remember, this is the most common cause of anovulations. This is the most common cause of anovulation. Means anovulation means there is a no ovule formation, no ovum formation. ओवरी तो होगी, but ओवरी के अंदर बहुत सारे follicles होंगे, and in the follicles what we will see, there is a no ovum formation, egg formation would be not there. Along with that, this patient will be having the hirsutism. Hirsutism means the hair all over the body. Female will be there, and the female having the hair all over the body, that we call the hirsutism. It's like the male hair pattern, we can say the male hair patterns like the males. So that will seen in case of the hirsutisms. This is the most common endocrine and the metabolic disorders in the females. This is the most common endocrine, means something related to the hormone, as well as the metabolic. Metabolic means related to our body systems or the reactions that is our on body. The metabolic disorders in females. This is the slow onset. This is having the slow onset and having the slowly progressive in nature, it having the slow onset and the slowly progressive in the nature. What is the another name of the PCOS? The another name is also, remember, that is also known as the Stein-Levenden syndromes. This is also known as the Stein-Levenden syndromes. Okay. What is the most common age that you will say? The most common age is the 15 to 25 years. Means that is the youngest age. The younger females having the most commonly associated with the PCOS. This is a very important topics. Not just from the crop to point of the view, also for another exam, and also for the important clinically also, because this is the rising condition that you will see around in maybe in your friend circle also. In your friend circle also, the many females will be having the PCOS. They will be having the acne on the face, the hirsutism will be there. Okay, and the patient, these will be having some, like the other main problem you will see that the physically you will see the hirsutism will be there, and the acne problem that girl will be facing a lot. It will be having the three components. What are the three components? The three components are there, that is the increase in the androgens levels. There is an increase in the androgens level. Then other component that we can see, that the ovulatory dysfunction. That is the ovulatory dysfunctions would be seen. And the next one is the polycystic ovary. Okay, means when you do the ultrasounds, in ultrasound you will see the lot of the cyst would be there. Like for example, if this is the ovary, in ovary you will see the lot of the cyst would be there, lot of the cyst or the follicles would be there. What are the cysts? The cysts are here mentioned, that is the unruptured follicles, in the ovaries. So these are the cysts that we gonna see. There are the three components. There is increase in the androgens level, ovulatory dysfunction would be there, and the polycystic ovary would be there. What are the risk factors? The risk factors that is the commonly that we are seeing in the females, or also the common risk factors. That is because the common for all the disorder, that is the obese. Or we can say the insulin resistance. So we can say the having the diabetic patient, they also having the risk of the PCOD. The type 1 or the type 2 diabetes mellitus, there is again the risk factor, and there is a history of premature adrenal gland formation. The history of the premature adrenal gland formation. adrenal gland formation. So that is again a risk factors for the patient with the PCOD. What is the main etiology or the main cause of this condition? The etiology, remember that, or the cause. The etiology or the cause, remember, this patient will be having the increased production of the androgens. The increased androgen productions. The increased androgen productions by which, by which organ? By the ovary. So ovary are producing the more and the more androgens that will cause the hirsutisms and male-like characters in this girl or the lady. Then what we'll see, that's why we will see there is some androgen activity like the hirsutism will be there and the anovulations will be there because of the more androgens, and due to this increased androgens what we will see, there is a multiple small follicles would be there, and these follicles on ultrasounds you can say these are multiple small cysts. So cyst on the ultrasound, and normally what we will say, that is the follicles that we will see in these patients. Okay. The next one, did you study about the menstrual cycle, right? In PCOS what we will say, then PCOS there is a no dominant follicles. There will be no dominant follicles would be there. There would be no dominant follicles. If no dominant follicles, so can you understand that is a no ovulation would be there. If no dominant follicles means no ovulation would be there. Okay. Then what are the other symptoms that you gonna see? What are other symptoms you gonna see? The symptoms that you gonna see, that is the mild androgens would be increased. The mild androgen would be increased. If the mild androgen level would be increased, this will cause the hirsutisms. This will cause the hirsutisms. So what you will see? You will see the growth of coarse or terminal hair. The growth of the coarse or the terminal hair, यानी कि, and that will be the male patterns. ओके, मेल पैटर्न इस तरीके से होता है, टर्मिनल हेयर्स होते हैं, कोर्स टाइप के हो जाते हैं, दैट विल बी द ग्रो. वेयर विल द, व्हाट आर द साइट यू विल सी दिस, वेयर द लिप, इन द चिन रीजन्स, पेरी-एरियोलर रीजन्स. पेरी-एरियोलर रीजन. व्हाट इज द पेरी-एरियोलर रीजन्स? Around the breast nipples. There are nipple, the breast nipples, and around that area, that is the area is called the areola. And peri means around that areola. So that is around the peri-areola. But around the areola, we will call this as the conditions. Okay. Other symptom that I just told you, what the acne you will see. The acne would be there, and there will be the scarring. The scarring acne would be there, and this patient will be having the alopecia. Alopecia means this patient would be having the hair loss also. Then if the anovulations, we have discussed that these patients can having the anovulation. If anovulation will be there, this patient can lead to the infertility, means, and this infertility is reversible. We can reverse this infertility. We can give the some drugs. What are the drugs? Like ketozoles, clomiphene citrate. You can give some drugs like the ketozole and clomiphene citrate. So these drugs can be given, and that will reverse this infertility. Okay. Other things you will see that this patient, if having the anovulation, so what you will see, there is a secondary amenorrhea. There is the secondary amenorrhea. So secondary amenorrhea, or what you will see, the oligomenorrhea, means there is a low menses would be there. Both things can be possible in these conditions. Along with that, you will see menometrorrhagia. Metrorrhagia. What is the metrorrhagia? Meno means menses. What is the metrorrhagia? We talk about the diagnostic criteria. The diagnostic criteria, remember how you will diagnose this PCOS. That for the diagnosis, remember there is a one criteria that is known as the Rotterdam criteria. That is known as the Rotterdam criteria. What you will see in the Rotterdam criteria, there is an increase in the androgens level. There is an increase in the androgen level would be there, like there that will cause the hirsutism. Then there would be the ovulatory dysfunctions. The ovulatory dysfunction would be there, and there on ultrasound what you will see, on ultrasound what you will see, follicles or the cyst. So on ultrasound there is a more than equal to 12 follicles would be there, more than equal to 12 follicles, and these follicles would be arranged in the periphery. The follicles arranged in the periphery. So can you tell me what sign or the what structure you will gonna see, or what type of the pattern? If the follicles will be arranged in the periphery like this structures, like this, so it will give the necklace appearance. So what we call this as the necklace pattern on ultrasound. This is the necklace pattern on ultrasound. So what we see, and this condition is also known as the string of pearl appearance. So if you see in the question that there is an increase of what, there is a necklace pattern on the ultrasound, if the question that is mentioned and the string of the pearl appearance, so you understand that this is, they are talking about which condition, they are talking about the PCOS. They are talking about which condition? PCOS. Okay, is that clear? After that the next ones, like if I give you the two questions, let's discuss the two questions. So the first questions would be having, like there is a 23-year-old female with oligomenorrhea, acne are there, and the normal appearance of ovaries, and the normal appearance of ovaries on ultrasounds. So what you will make the diagnosis? What will be the diagnosis would be there? What would be the diagnosis? The second one is saying that 23-year-old, there is a 23-year-old female with oligomenorrhea, acne, sudden onset and virilizing feature. Virilizing feature means like, okay, I will not tell, I will tell later. What is the diagnosis of this? What will be the diagnosis? So write in the chat box what will be the diagnosis. If the 23-year-old female with the oligomenorrhea, acne and the normal appearance of ovary on ultrasound, what will be the diagnosis? If you are the 23-year-old female with the oligomenorrhea, acne, sudden of onset and virulence feature, so what will be the diagnosis? So write in the chat box first, second. So this means the diagnosis. When you say the oligomenorrhea, acne are there, and the normal appearance of the ovaries on the ultrasounds. So what will be the diagnosis? The diagnosis here can be the PCOS. Okay. So you can see that there can be the normal appearance of ovaries also can be seen. And if you are seeing that is a 23-year-old with the oligomenorrhea, acne are there, sudden onset, and there is a virilizing feature. So what will be the diagnosis? So diagnosis virilizing feature means like there is a male type of the features, like the deep voice, the deep voice would be there, hirsutism, baldness will be there, acne would be there, so everything will be included in the virilizing feature. So this is what, this is the one tumor there. There is the possibility of the tumor, and this tumor is the androgen secreting tumor. Okay, so just remember that. Then okay, the last topic I think. Okay, very little छोटा सा topic और रहा है, then we can finish. Then the one other topic, that is the endometriosis. See, when we talk about the endometriosis, okay, so let's talk about the endometriosis. So endometriosis, remember what we have seen in the case of the endometriosis, the patient would be having the firstly this is the endometriosis, so mean that is the endometriums. When we talk about the endometriums, in endometrium there will be the two type of the things what you will see. The first thing that you will see that the patient will be having the tissue, and another things that you are gonna see that the patient would be having the endometrial gland. The patient would be having the endometrial gland. The endometrial gland. What you will see in endometriosis, there is a presence of endometrial gland. The presence of the endometrial gland. And stroma outside the uterine cavity, and the stroma outside the uterine cavity. Okay, so there is a presence of what? That is the endometrial gland, and this stroma would be there outside the uterine cavity. That is what we call the endometriosis. That is what we call the endometriosis. And the most common site, the most common site of the endometriosis means that is the ovary. समझ में आया? Normally what you will see, there is endometrium, so we will be having the endometrial tissue and the endometrial glands. If there is a endometrial glands are present or any stroma part, stroma means outer part of the endometrium or the tissue part. Stroma, or you can understand the tissue. Okay, thus both are the same thing. So if any of these structures are present outside the uterine cavity, means maybe ovary, fallopian tube or cervix regions or any other regions. So that we call this is the which condition? Endometriosis. Endometriosis. Any endometrial gland present outside the uterus except the endometrium. एंडोमेट्रियम को छोड़कर अगर वो कहीं और पे एंडोमेट्रियम ग्लैंड प्रेजेंट है तो दैट वी कॉल दिस इज द एंडोमेट्रोसिस. दैट वी कॉल द एंडोमेट्रोसिस. ओके, so what is the most common site? Remember, that is the ovary. What are the other site you can what are the other what are the other side that you can see? That is the pouch of Douglas, broad ligaments, central nervous systems or the spleen. So these are the other side that you will see there is a some kind of endometriosis or the endometrial gland you will see. This is one. देखो, this is not for so the next part is what? That is the retrograde. The next part is what? That is the next part is what? That is the retrograde menstruation theory. The retrograde menstruation theory. This is the widely accepted theory, and we also call this is the theory of implantation. This is the theory of implantation. What is the implantation? I hope everyone know. Implantation means when the blastocyst, all the stages of the embryo. So whenever the blastocyst will be embedded into the endometrium, so we call this as the implantation. So there is a retrograde menstruation theory, or we call the theory of implantation, and this is what? This is the most widely accepted theory. This is the most widely accepted theory. What you will see in this condition, that this patient will be having the menstrual blood. The menstrual blood, this theory says that the menstrual blood that is going, that will goes in the opposite direction. Menstrual blood क्या होगा? नीचे gravity के according क्या होगा? नीचे की तरफ, and that will be released during at the time of the menses. But retrograde menstruation theory is saying that it going retrograde means backward. So it will go in the opposite direction. It will go in opposite direction. And where it will impact in ovaries. It will impact in ovaries. So it will go in the opposite direction and will impact in the ovary. So what you will see during the menstruations, there will be the endometrial gland and in the ovary. Endometrial gland in the ovary. Okay. And this during the menstruation, you have to see the endometrial gland will be in the ovary or the tissues will be in the ovary. So these tissue or the endometrial gland, because that is the endometriosis. At the time of the menstruation, what they do? They will bleed. They will bleed because they see. Normally, what we will be having? We having the normal endometrium at the normal place, like in the endometrium itself. But what if the endometrial gland are present another place? So if whatever the place they are present, अगर hormonal system are there, So whenever the hormonal system are there, we have seen that this endometrial gland are there. So these endometrial gland, what they will do, this endometrium will bleed here, and this will bleed where, in the ovary, and this will become the cystic ovary. And what will become, it will become the cystic ovary, and it will cause the long standing hemorrhage. They will cause the long standing hemorrhage, because this hemorrhage will be there, bleeding will be there, and that will cause the long standing hemorrhage will be there, and this blood will become the long standing hemorrhage, it will become the blue blood. The blood will be blue, and that cyst we called, and the cyst will be formed, and we call this cyst, the bluish color cyst, that we call this is the chocolate cyst of the ovary. Now you understand, maybe you have heard about that there is something, the chocolate cyst, that is seen in the endometriosis. Now you understand the concept that there is some endometrial glands are there in case of the endometriosis, that will go into the ovary. Then when they will bleed, there will be the bleeding will be there in the ovary, and in the ovary there is some cyst formation would be there, that will be filled with the blood, and that will cause the long standing hemorrhage. And when the long standing hemorrhage will be there, the blood will become blue, and there will be the cyst formation. What is the cyst formation? It will cause the chocolate cyst of the ovary. It will cause the, it will form the chocolate cyst of the ovary. Okay. What are the clinical features you will gonna see? The clinical feature that is seen in the reproductive, especially it is seen in the reproductive age group. What is the reproductive age groups? Like around 17 to 45 years. Then there will be the, what you will see, menorrhagia will be there, menorrhagia. Then secondary dyspareunia, that is the most common symptoms you gonna see. What is the dyspareunia? The pain while intercourse, that is the most common symptoms you gonna see. When the penis will be pierced into the vagina, so there will be, the patient will be having the, or the female would be having the pain, and that is the secondary dyspareunia. Then there is a infertility, there will be the infertility, and the infertility, remember, this is the second most common symptom, the second most common symptoms you gonna see. Along with that, you will see there is adnexal mass on the adnexal mass on per vaginal examination, on the per vaginal examination, that you gonna see, that is the, on the clinical features. Okay. After that, there would be the adenomyosis. After that, there would be the next one, that is the adenomyosis would be there. So adenomyosis, remember, adenomyosis. The adenomyosis, what you will see, is a presence of endometrial gland, and stroma, where you will see the endometrial gland or the stroma. Usually in case of the endometriosis, we have discussed, that is present in the ovary or in any other places. But in adenomyosis, remember, there is a presence of endometrial gland or the stroma where, in the myometrium, so that will be, and it should be present like 2.5 mm from the endometrial junction, 2.5 mm from the, usually they will not ask you what is the 2.5 mm normal value, but you can understand that this is present, that is 2.5 mm from the endometrial junction. Okay, that is the things you have to remember. The next one is what? The next one here that you have to understand from here, that is endometrial hyperplasia. The endometrial hyperplasia. The endometrial hyperplasia means there is a increase in the number. So S are there, so S are there means increase in the number. So what a number will be increased? Of course, gland number will be increased. So there is a increase in the proliferation of endometrial gland. There is increase in the proliferation of the endometrial gland to stroma. Usually what they see in normal patient, what you will see, the endometrial gland and the stroma, they will be in the normal range, but this ratio would be increased, means there is an increase in the endometrial gland or stroma ratio, the endometrial gland ratio or the stroma ratio would be increased. Means endometrial gland will be increased more than the stroma, and that will cause the endometrial hyperplasia. What is the cause of this condition? The cause of this condition is the prolonged estrogenic stimulation. That is, the prolonged estrogenic stimulations would be there. Then you can tell about the risk factor. The risk factor for the, this is the risk factors, remember, that is the endometrial carcinoma. Sorry, this is the risk factor for endometrial carcinoma. This is the risk factor for the endometrial carcinoma. You can remember at the complication. The complication of endometrial hyperplasia, that it can lead to the endometrial carcinoma. Okay. So these are the things that you have to remember about the endometrial hyperplasia. Adenomyosis means endometrial gland in the myometriums. Then endometriosis means there is endometrial gland in any other regions other than the endometriums and other than the myometriums. In the ovary, pouch of Douglas, broad ligament, in the central nervous brain ke andar also, in the spleen also. Then we will be having 23-year-old female with the oligomenorrhea, that is the androgen secreting syndromes. The again very important topic, that is the PCOS. Then next one, previous one that we have discussed, that is the Mullerian agenesis, testicular feminizing syndrome, the causes of the primary amenorrhea, that is again very important ones. The PCOS is the cause of the secondary amenorrhea. The secondary amenorrhea, remember the causes, that is the endometrial TB, the PCOS, pituitary tumor, the Sheehan syndrome. Sheehan syndrome we will be discussed while we discuss about the base questions, and the reject stress can be there. Then pathologically also you can see, and other things that you can understand, that the amenorrhea means absence of the menses, where the physiological and the pathological you should know. Okay, so thank you so much. Take care. Bye. Good night.